Hi there, it's Tova Tuesdays and I'm Tova, the tea in Tea Langhans artisanal spa products. So we've done part 1 and 2 of the journey to Tea Langhans, and today is part 3. It is the summer of 2011 and it's also what I call the summer of farmers markets. While I was at OSEB in the spring, I had narrowed down the kind of soap I was going to make. Doing my market research, I could see that a lot of handcrafted soap makers were doing a blend of soap, but calling it Castile, and an authentic Castile should only be virgin olive oil, and that is what I decided I was going to make. So I'm doing farmers markets to see which essential oil blends that I like. Do other people like it? And in the meantime, I'm also working closely with my neighbor Joe to develop my brand. I came up with the matchbox style packaging for my soap, and Joe has made a prototype and also found the right suppliers to actually make that packaging a reality. And we also found out that Joe has a skill for making branded soap molds. Pretty talented guy, huh? So I now have Tova branded soap. I've got my Tova Naturals packaging. I've done my photography with my good friend John Emrys, who I worked with in the past during my modeling years. And my website is built and ready to go. And it's now the spring of 2012, and I'm ready to do my first big show, which is the Toronto Yoga Conference. It was a really, really good show, a great place to soft launch the brand. I was speaking to a demographic of people that really understood what it is I was doing. They understand the importance of only using olive oil in my soap formula, only using essential oils to scent it. They loved the packaging, the marketing, just everything about the company was really, really well received. Little did I know there was a couple of really important people that came by my booth. 2 days after the show, I got a phone call from Roots. Yeah, Roots. It turns out that Don Green and his wife Denise, Don Green, he's a co-founder of Roots, they came by and checked out my little company and were very impressed with what they saw, and took my business card and gave it to their head buyer, Rima, and told her to phone me. It was amazing. I was on cloud 9 when I got that phone call. So I met with Rima, and she, saw my product for herself, and she was very impressed, and they were pretty much set to place an order with me for the upcoming holiday season. A couple days later, after my meeting, I got another phone call, and this time it was from Tova Borgnine. Yeah, that Borgnine. It turns out that Tova Borgnine has a beauty company in America, in LA, and she has trademarked the name Tova. And she was calling to let me know that I had to cease and desist using my name. That was pretty devastating. It's like telling me to rename my child. And I was a little nervous to phone Roots and tell them what had happened, but Rima was amazing. She was so supportive. She just started brainstorming with me. What's the name of your daughter? What's the name of your dog? Didn't go with any of those, but she, I knew that they were going to stand by me, and when my branding was done, they were still going to order. So that was great. And I must admit that if I hadn't had that interest from Roots, that I might have just thrown in the towel, because you literally have to start over. New packaging, new molds, new everything. And, it was getting the response that I had at the yoga show and from Roots. I knew I had something good and I had to just move forward. So the brainstorming began of different names, True Castile, Total Castile, looking at Sanskrit names, but nothing felt right. Tova Naturals was built around me, and just using some random name just didn't feel right. That was when Joe suggested TL, and I was like, TL, like what does that even mean? No one's gonna get it. And then he did this. Boop, put that little interpunct in there, and I knew I had my brand. So we started moving forward and rebuilding the new brand, and I also had 300 pounds of Tova branded soap to deal with. And that's when I decided to make a lemonade out of the lemons that I had been dealt. I found a cause called the Canadian Centre for Abuse Awareness, the CCAA, where they help women, children, and men that have been victims of domestic abuse. And I was able to deliver my 300 pounds of soap to their headquarters and gift something nice to people that have had a lot of adversity in their lives, and it felt really, really good. And I've been wanting to do something like that ever since. And now I think I've come up with something that will allow me to do that on an ongoing basis. And it's called TLC. T. Langhans Cares. What it's going to be is a subscription box filled with my products that's going to be delivered 4 times a year. And a portion of those proceeds are going to go to a cause. The first one's going to be Sick Kids, which is a cause very dear to my heart. You'll find out later about what that's all about in a future video. But after that, the TLC members will decide what cause we're going to champion each season. So you see, it was important for me to tell you the journey that I've been on that brought me here. From following my first passion as a child, which led me to meeting some really important people, to being knocked down and having to start over, and then finding the silver lining in having to regroup and rename. It's lent itself to creating a really beautiful cause that I'm really, really excited about. I hope you'll share this and let everybody know about TLC. I think TLC is going to give back to some pretty incredible causes, and I just can't wait to get started. So stay tuned for more information about TLC and about T. Langhans and about Tova. See you next week. Bye for now.